welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than my regular videos that I film on this channel, but I thought, it'd be a great opportunity for me to share with you guys some of my money saving tips and tricks. With that being said, if you are not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do so and turn on that little bell for notifications so that you guys can be the first to see when my videos are uploaded on this channel. Anyways, back to this video. I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to share with you guys some of my money saving tips because you know what? It's the holidays, we may have overspent, and given during this pandemic, a lot of us may or may not have that cash flow or money to actually be spending, but you would also want not put yourself, I guess, in debt after the holiday season, right? Anyways, one of my top, tips that I would like to share with you guys is budgeting. Budgeting is a huge thing. I've been doing this for many, many years, and basically you budget the amount, how much you want to spend for the holidays, and of course how much you want to save for, future goods, right? Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, one day I want to be able to buy my own car, or, buy my own place, or, buy a luxury bag. Okay. In my perspective, I don't just go into my savings and be like, oh yeah, I can afford that, and I'm just gonna quickly go and buy it. I'm one of those people, I would like to save or budget amount that I want to save and then go and purchase it. So that's my style of spending. As you may know, on this channel, I do spend a lot on products that I share on this channel. I don't always get, people sending me products to try out, but I definitely, a lot of it is coming out of my own pocket to do so. So with that being said, of course, budgeting is a huge, huge thing. And of course, scheduling that budgeting, right? You probably want a deadline of, okay, by 3 or 4 months, I want to be able to save this amount. Is this doable? Of course, it needs to be realistic, right? Someone who be making, like, let's say $50,000 a year can't be saving for a house, a down payment for a house in 3 months. Like, that's not realistic, right? We got to be really realistic with, how much can you be able to afford? I usually start off with what are some of my fixed expenses. So this is expenses that, don't change, okay? Don't change over time, and, you need to pay them regardless of whether you have the money or not, right? Other than if you decide to start cutting off services. So I usually start off with looking at, okay, what are my fixed expenses, such as rent, utility bills, maybe car payments, like those don't change over time, right? My variable expenses are normally food, whether I cook at home or I go out to eat, or, buying products for filming on this channel. That might be a variable cost for me. A little disclaimer here, I am no finance planner or anything like that. I don't have a finance background. These are just little tips that I found useful over time that I've used for myself and that I want to share with you guys. So that's all the whole, budgeting and scheduling a budget and being realistic and actually finding out what are your fixed expenses versus variable expenses and actually start, keeping track of that. I know a lot of banks now actually allow you, they give you like a little chart or a graphic chart that shows, okay, so, this is the percentage of how much you spend on food. This is the percentage of whatever. Those are great. Don't get me wrong. Those are absolutely great. And I definitely encourage you guys to go and check those out. Certain banks have that. I can't speak for all. I know I use a local Canadian bank here and they have it. So that's great. I tend to like to go through the old-fashioned way, which is to keep an Excel sheet and categorize it where I find is actually quite useful for me. I have only 3 categories because nowadays with this pandemic, I don't do a whole lot. To keep track of my expenses, I basically categorize my grocery bill, my outing bill. So that could be like if I were to go on like a nice little date with my hubby and we go for a nice dinner, that would be categorized in the outing kind of category. And then of course my other could be anything that doesn't categorize in the other 2. And then of course I set a preliminary budget each month on these expenses, and hopefully the remaining amount of whatever I earn that month goes into savings. That's how I do it. I know some people do it a little bit differently where they add more categories. I have some friends that like to categorize certain savings accounts for their vacation fund, their luxury bag fund. Absolutely, those are great ways of, I guess, saving here and there. But I definitely think you need to budget, you need to save, you need to schedule, and you need to figure out what are your expenses. Those are the main things. With that being said, moving along to my next, I guess this is more like a trick, more than, I guess, tip and trick, is using cashback websites. I know for some people are like, oh my God, I've heard of these like for many years ago and they're such a hassle. Well, nowadays they do make it quite easy for us, such as like Rakuten, which I've been using for many years, and I've probably gotten like over $1,000 back in the last like, I think 5 years of like purchasing things online. Basically, it is I guess, a broker that helps advertise companies on their website, and they basically take a cut from it, right? And of course, give you something back to use or I guess use their platform. I've talked about them many, many times. I even have a video featuring, I guess, it used to be called Ebates and Swagbucks, so I do have that video there. But if you guys are new to this channel and didn't actually see that video, it's basically a cashback website. You sign up for it. I think there is usually a sign up, kind of like a little bit of a bonus, like either a $5 to be placed into your account. I do have my referral code in the description box down below. Not sponsored in any way. They're just my referral codes to you, so that you get something and I get something, right? From you actually signing up for it. With that being said, it's basically one of those where you sign up for the account, you log into the account, you click on whatever normal places that you would shop at. For me, it's mostly Sephora. I click on Sephora, it generates a tracking, and then it brings you to the Sephora website. And then you just shop like normal. Not too difficult, right? I know now it also allows you to connect your maybe credit card onto some of the companies that actually allow you to also get cashback in store. So if you went in store, you'll also get a cashback. Sometimes that percentage might be different than what you shop online. I don't know if Rakuten, but I believe they do have it where you can actually link it to, maybe Google Chrome or Firefox onto the internet browser that you are using. So you don't actually always have to remind yourself, oh, I need to go on Rakuten in order to get that cashback. So there is a reminder there for you already. Another website that I've talked about many years ago is Swagbucks. I still use it now and then. I don't use it as often. I've revisited it now because a lot has changed. I used to use it for basically watching things to get points, or doing surveys, or doing their daily polls, or using their search engine. Those are generally the things that I use it for. Don't get me wrong, there are other ways to accumulate points and actually redeem for gift cards. And that is just a little bit of what Swagbuck does. A new thing that I guess I've seen on their website or on their platform is basically cashback, which I believe, is very similar to Rakuten, right? You sign up for it. You can add a Swagbucks button onto your browser where basically when you don't even need to go on the website. You basically just, if for example, for myself, I use Sephora. I just go onto the Sephora website. It'll alert me and be like, oh, Swagbucks has, a couple percentage cashback for you. Would you like to activate it? And you just need to click on activate, and then you just shop like normal. Very simple, right? And that way you accumulate points and then you can redeem it for gift cards like PayPal, which essentially is just cash, right? Or of course you can get Amazon gift cards, Walmart, some kind of restaurants, Toys R Us, Hudson's Bay, all of that. And I believe there is Canadian ones and US ones as well. I believe it's a US website. And yeah, and of course they also have one where you can connect your credit card also. You're probably wondering, okay, where does all this data get stored? Because obviously companies like this are collecting your data and using it to see what your spending habits are. I'm not 100% sure, so I would suggest you guys to check out the FAQ on their website if you are worried about that. With that being said, I've been using it for years and I hadn't had any issues with using them where they sell my information to a third party. There is usually a consent when you sign up anyway, so make sure you do read the terms and conditions if you are concerned. With that being said, about this whole like, you know, linking your credit card to like accounts like this, I also use two other ones which are very, very simple. I believe these are more Canadian ones, so if you have a Canadian account, you can definitely use this. One is Amply and the other one is PayMe. Both run by actually our local Canadian banks here in Canada. Amply is super simple. You just have to like register and link your credit cards and your debit cards onto the account, and you just shop like normal. You don't even need to log in, nothing like that. And then, you know, from time to time, just go and check it. There are different deals now and then. Sometimes there's grocery ones or certain places such as like Skip the Dish, DoorDash. They do provide a bit of a cashback. And of course, I think you need like $15 in order to cash out, and they just send you like an e-transfer. That's it. PayMe is more so, I guess, I think it was like $2. You can already cash out, and they'll send you an e-transfer for that as well. Oh, I forgot to mention with Rakuten, you do need a minimum of $5 to cash out, and they cash out every 3 months. You can choose to get a check, or you can choose to have PayPal connected to your account. Whereas Swagbucks, you can redeem whenever you have enough points. I think minimum you need a little bit less than 400 points in order to redeem a $5 gift card. And of course, it takes a few days to process, and they just send you an email to tell you that it's ready to be used. Anyways, I hope these, I guess, tips and tricks are useful for you in any way. I think it would help for during this pandemic where, you know, all of you guys may be shopping on, maybe on a budget or on a lower budget, and let's see if you guys can, you know, get some of this money back, right? While you still shop. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if so, remember to give me that thumbs up. I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye!